to the best show on Friday nights.
Fumble a bag, now I when I fumble a bag. Fumble a bag, now I when I fumble a bag. Act like you know how this goes.
Your hosts for the evening: Molly Dorst, Jim Beard, and Lefty the Video Jedi.
Boom! Welcome back to Two Beards and an Opinion.
Is that a new show?
Maybe. I don't know. But welcome back to Friday Night Live. I got Funnel Hacking Live on the mic, so I'm trying to get my tickets right now as well. Ooh. And so is Lefty. But we are here minus one Molly. And Molly had some stuff going on tonight that she needed a little bit of time to take care of. So we, the Beards, are taking over. We got US and Canada here to help you out. So don't worry about a thing.
Hell yeah.
So our main topic for this evening is going to be bartering.
That's it.
And I really, really like this topic. It's done a lot for me personally as a business owner. And I can't wait to share with you guys some ways that I've been able to do that and some examples. Got our little everyone here thing. All right. So if you want to trade services because you're broke by broke, you know, Kanye talked about it, right? Mm-hmm. So if you are running rough, running light, and you need Jen, what's going on? Welcome, Jen.
Jen's here. What's up?
Yeah. So welcome. If you are running light, you are broke, or you are running tight, or you're behind, what are you going to do? You know, the old adage, it takes money to make money. Not always. You have value. Every one of you out there, all of you beautiful, perfect 10s out there, I know you all, you have value.
I have value.
And so, yes, even you.
Oh my gosh.
Who I love your new video, by the way, with the Jason Momoa, I hate Lefty, or was it Lefty's the worst? Lefty's awful.
Lefty is awful.
I did watch all the new Black Mirrors. If you guys haven't watched them, they're very good. But Lefty, I'm going to hit you up first. What is the first barter you did, and what did you do it for, and was it worth it for both parties?
The first bar, okay, well, definitely the first barter. I definitely don't think it was in the benefit of both parties. Because I'm a giver. I'm a giver, right? Sure. I tend to somewhat fall into this trap time and time again, but I do it out of the kindness of my heart. Man, I think the first couple things I used to barter was my photography services.
Okay.
I always felt like I was one photo away from having the perfect portfolio.
Where have I heard that before? Oh, well. One something away.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah. So that was kind of like the trap I fell into for a little bit. Now, I don't want to say that I was working for free, because that definitely wasn't the case. When I was pretty much a nobody photographer, I would still ask for $150. Why? Mm-hmm. Because I need gas, I need parking, I need food, right?
The basics, yeah.
The basics. So it's like you're pretty much going to take me out on a day of the town, and in return, I'm going to take photos, and I'm gonna edit them, and I'm going to give you some beautiful magic, and whatever you do with them is whatever you do with them. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was the first time, and I found myself in that kind of loophole and in that trap. And then when I finally got my hands on bartering to the next level, it was a legit service for service. And this was after I got into video. So it was literally a barter for service to service. The individual specifically asked me, and it's in the coaching space, and he goes, what's your annual rate to work with you? Mm-hmm. And at the time, which we're talking, 3 years ago, at the time, I think I said something like roughly like 60, 70K, right?
Sure.
to work with me annually, something like that.
5K a month, 12 months, ballpark.
Yeah, yeah. And that's also because I still had the working man's 9 to 5 type of mentality as I was running my business. I was thinking like, well, what would make a good salary? I think 70K is a good salary, right? That's how I looked at it. And then lo and behold, that individual turned around and said, well, fantastic. It's pretty much the same thing to work with me annually. We're seeing as we're in the same ballpark range. How about I help you explode your business, and in return, you help me do video content? And I said, "Wow, that's very generous of you, first, and secondly, I'm in. I'm in. Let's do it." Right? I said yes to the dress.
I said yes to the dress.
So we ended up starting a beautiful relationship from there, and then now the most recent barter. Ooh, that's a juicy one. The most recent barter is to get Lefty to Funnel Hacking Live. We have 10 slots available, but we're now down to 8.
Yeah.
We're now down to 8.
I like it.
And you want to know, and I want to address this for a second, because I want to talk about audience, and I kind of want to talk about super fans for a little bit.
Sure.
I literally sent out my very raw VSL, which literally just stated the facts. I'm doing this. I need this. Give me this. I give you that. Period. Like this is literally how simple my VSL was. And I just raw dogged it, sent it out to my audience. No funnel, no landing page, no nothing. Just like, hey, watch this. Let me know if you're in. That was it. Very, very straightforward. And the responses were just like, yeah, send me the payment link. And
love it.
That's the power of building that super fan type audience.
Oh,
where they don't give a crap. They don't give a rat's ass to see all the fluff and the smoke and mirrors and the landing pages and the upsells and the downsells. They already know you. They just want what you need, what you have to offer, and that's it. And
so true.
I'm hoping I get the other 8 that way too. Raw dog.
Yep.
Hey,
yeah, you heard it here first, folks.
I'm keeping it
on 2 beards and an opinion. Raw dog.
What about you, Jim? What's your? By the way, I see a very interesting. Arrow that you're wearing this evening. What's that about?
This is a Lefty hat.
Uh-oh.
This is a "I'll fix it in post" hat, which is one of the most commonly said things in filming, is because directors are lazy. And they hate the fact that they have to pay VFX houses and editors to then work on their film.
And I want to know, actually, before we get, since we're still on the topic of hats, I bought this from a company. Everybody thought this was me.
Nice,
but it's not. See? But I wear it. But I want to know your experiences with bartering.
There's a lot. There's a lot. But I would say the earliest would be not with money, not with even my own service, but would be with my show. So come on my show, I'll interview you, and you can be on my game show if you like, or you can be on my interview show. And then I would love to have you interview me into your audience. And so I aggressively grew my fan base with that. So even before I noticed he has his hat the right way. Even before that, I grew, before selling, I grew my audience like this by bartering services. Listen, you have a show, I have a show. Let's blend our audiences together and grow faster together. So that was the earliest bartering that I did. And then in addition to that would have been Akbar Sheik.
Yeah.
So Akbar came on my show, which again, I recommend everyone have a show. Everyone have some form of content you're putting out into the world to where you're letting people know, hey, my name is this and I help with this. Hey, my name is this, I help with this. And even if they don't need you right now, there will come a time where they may need you, or they hear someone that does need you, and you are the person. You're the person because they've come to know you and like you and trust you, right? And so Akbar was on the show, and it was amazing. I'm a huge Akbar Sheikh fan, and of his cause and of his mission. And afterwards, I sent him something. I sent him a speaker reel, and so that speaker reel was just me thanking him for coming on the show.
Okay.
But what was cool about that is it doesn't have to be a, hey, you me, right? You me? We're gonna barter. We're gonna do this, right? You can just put stuff out into the ether, into the world, value first, and it tips the scales. Because that's something I gave him that I would have charged for, and he knew that.
Yeah.
It had value. It took time. It took research. It took, skills and so on that are learned over many, many years. And so he saw that, and it tipped the scales for us. Because before he was like, I came on your show, I did you a service because I'm the bigger personality. I'm Akbar Sheikh. And not to say that it's like an ego thing, but that's just the fact of it, right?
Yeah.
And so in his eyes, even, it would be like more for him that he did me a service. And then I gave him this thing, and it rocked it the other way. So now he reaches out and he's like, what is this thing that you created for me? And he goes, is this for me? Can I have this? And I go, yeah, I created it for you. It was just a gift. I just wanted to let you know I appreciate what you're doing in the world and so on. Use this speaker reel to get more speaking gigs and, live well and prosper. That kind of a thing, right? And yeah, exactly. And he was like, oh my God, thank you so much. This is so freaking cool. Yeah. And I didn't hear from him for a while. And then he just like threw a video over the fence, the Facebook fence.
Yeah.
And was like, what can you do with this? And so I did it. And it ended up being a VSL that has made many, many millions for him and became my foundational case study for creating video sales letters for people. So I would say that don't forget that barter doesn't always start with oh, we're good. You, me, we're in agreement, ready to go. Cool. It can just be here. Look at this really cool thing I made for you.
Yeah.
And then just wait.
Yeah. I mean, I think another thing that I see too, right? Well, there's a lot of people that barter incorrectly. And one of them that I see is, I guess, having the fighting on the price, right? Being like, oh, okay, yeah, sure. Like, okay, I could do it for like $500 when your thing is really like $5,000, for example, right? Competing on price. That's the word that I was looking for. And when somebody doesn't know you, they're going to come back to you tenfold, 1,000,000%. Why? Because you're the $500 dude or the $500 girl, right? You would get further in wanting what you want to ask for by just saying, hey, Jim, you know what? I love what you're doing. I have no problem donating my service to you this time around. But if you do want to do this again, just understand that it's going to cost you $5,000. Mm-hmm. I'd rather give the product or the service for free, knowing that you're going to become a return customer and know that you're not just going to come back to me 10 times more for $500 rates. Because
that is one of the biggest hacks that I've used in my business. And I'll give you a perfect example.
Yeah.
Is that I would go up to someone I admire, like a Frank Kern. And I did this actually. To where I love Frankie. My Uncle Frank is my man. So Uncle Frank Kern is doing a training. And he goes, this is where I learned this from. He goes, mm-hmm. You know, one thing that no one's ever done in the history of me doing this? He goes, everyone wants my attention. And he was just being honest. He wasn't being egotistical or crappy about it. He was just being factual. Everyone wants me on their show because I've had success in this and I've had longevity of success. Yeah. He goes, but you know, the one thing that no one's ever asked me, and we all like leaned in. Yeah. Because like, who doesn't want his attention, right? Like he is the dude. So the dude. Like Frank Kern is like, when you think of the highest of the high, you think of him being up there. And so he goes, no one has ever just said, I would love to train on this thing that's not a competitor to you, but an augment or supporter to what you do.
Yeah.
That you don't do. I will train on that, train your people, and I'm not going to do any link backs, any selling, any CTAs, anything. Just pure value.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I will. Because he was talking about how he sucked at live streaming.
Right.
He was like, I hate live streaming. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. So I was like, I will train on live streaming to your audience. I will not do any selling. I will do no CTAs, no link backs, anything like that. It'll just be pure value to your audience. And he goes, you know why? Before I offered, he goes, you know why I want that so bad and how that would be so nice is because you're just giving value without asking for anything in return. He goes, you know what the funny thing about that is I would be so happy to not have to create content for a day, not have to worry about someone coming into my group and selling a competing thing.
Yeah.
You're coming in, you're taking a responsibility off of me. You're giving me a break. Because that day I don't have to put out any content, and I get to take the credit for bringing you into my group.
Yeah.
Frank Kern today is presenting you with this live streaming guy, Jim Beard, who is really good at this for ABC. And now you guys get to learn from him. You're welcome. I make him look like the rock star.
Yeah.
And he goes, and you know what the funny thing about that is I would be so elated to not have to do anything that day and to have that value come to my audience. I probably would interview you or have you interview me.
Nice.
And from that day forward, I implemented this in my business, and it has made a tremendous difference. If you're finding that you don't have leads, if you're finding that something's not quite working right now, or you're working on it getting working, and it's just not like clicking yet, you can always go back to this method and fill your pipeline. Always. Because what does someone do when you blow them away? What does someone do? They stalk the crap out of you. They go, oh, I want to know more about this. What's this guy all about? That training was really, really good. That is something I will use, and I will use today. I'm going to go investigate this person.
Right.
And guess what I have at the top of my Facebook profile? A call to action for whatever I'm working on right now. So if you're like, man, that training was crazy, I wonder what it's like to work with him, and I got a challenge running next week, Monday, the chances of you taking that step forward just escalated through the roof because I gave you huge value up front.
Yep. That's it.
I want you, and it's free. It's free. And you're doing the very thing that you love doing. Helping people, giving real value. It is all positives. Every ounce of it is all positives. Okay. I did a training just the other day, and it was to, I think she said it was around 300 people that had watched the training and so on. And I had immediately after the training, I had over 60 friend requests.
Wow.
Just literally from the start of the training to the end of it. All those people now are coming to me based off of training. How targeted do you think those people are going to be?
Out of the 60?
How targeted do you think those people are going to be?
Almost all of them. Almost all of them. Hell yeah.
Right? And I did the very thing that I love most. Helping people. It's all positives. So that is a form of barter as well. Okay? That person didn't have to do a training that day. They brought in someone that they felt would fill a gap in what they're currently training. That's not part of like their core. And we're not competing. You know, the person I did the training for doesn't teach on this thing. So we're not competing. It's augmenting or supporting what they're doing. And that's key. You don't want to come in and be like, let's talk funnels. And you're in like how to make funnels group.
Yeah.
It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen because now you're competing with the owner of the group and they're going to get pissed off. They're not going to let that happen. But imagine for a second you reach out to someone you look up to. Everyone in our vicinity generally knows Russell Brunson, okay,
Yep.
or a Tony Robbins or something, of that nature. We know all the bigs, right? But in your niche circles, there's always like a big at the top of that niche, right? So for myself, it's Russell Brunson. So if I really wanted to get Russell Brunson's attention, I would have to do some research, okay? I'd have work to do. And
Oh, yeah.
I'd have to expect that all this work I'm going to do, never coming back. Never coming back. Okay. So, right off the get, I'm not expecting a return on investment, so to speak. If
Mhm.
anything, my return on investment is Russell Brunson knowing that I exist on this planet.
Yeah. Yeah.
If that's all I got out of it, sweet.
Yeah.
Sweet. Because that might be the difference between me going to Funnel Hacking Live and shaking his hand finally and thanking him for, everything that he's brought to this world and that has given me tools and assets and community that I've used to then build up my business to where it is now. When I shake that man's hand and I say, hey, my name's Jim Beard, he might go, you're that guy.
Yeah.
You're that guy, the guy that gave me the thing.
Yeah.
Thank you for that thing. I appreciated that thing. That was really nice.
Yeah, it really stems down to researching who you're gonna because
you got to put the work in, and that's the thing that everyone's afraid of, is that it's going to be wasted time. It's not wasted time.
it's the fact that we live in this we are, oh my gosh, what's the word? It's we're almost at a loss of time. Okay, we feel like the time is just running out, and we're very we have we're very informational based, but we feel like we are collapsing with time. And the problem that I'm noticing, because I notice it a lot, right? When I want to barter with someone, it's not because I don't think you're valuable. It's not because I don't think you're worth it. It's more so a matter of, if you say you can do what you can do, let's see it, right? When my grandfather was in radio, and he literally did not charge anybody for the first 30 days of advertising. He literally was like, if I get you an X amount of return in 30 days, you pay me this, period. End of story.
Yeah.
And every time he came out on top.
Completely.
But he gave, some businesses, he might have said, I can probably get you 20 grand, 30 grand in 30 days. Some businesses, it might have only been an extra $1,000. But the point is that he always put his money where his mouth was. And he said, I'm going to give this to you for free. But when I actually come through like the Kool-Aid man breaking the wall down, oh yeah, oh yeah, you're going to put money in my pocket, right? So that's another way to really get what you're worth. You want to make a 10K month. You want to make a 50K month, 100K month, whatever the value of your product is.
Yep.
It's just a matter of I'll front this cost. I'll do this service for you. If it obviously doesn't involve other people that I have to pay, right? That's a big one. If it involves team members, at least cover the person's team members. But everything that individual can do for you, they damn well can do it for free. Yeah. Right?
And if you're doing Facebook ads, you wouldn't make them pay the ad cost. If you really want to get their attention, then you pay the ad cost. That would differentiate you from the pack. And here's another thing you can do to really surprise someone is, let's say you want to be in someone's program and you can't afford it. Let's say it's 10K and right now you're sitting on 4K. And you're like, man, it's just, I can't bridge that gap yet. You're like, but I know in my heart, in my head, that if I go in this person's program, it's going to make a huge difference in my business, and I'm going to go way past that. So if you want that, you reach out and you say, listen, Lefty, let's say you're the person that I want in their group, right? All right. Sales Video Ninja, Sales Video Jedi. I love your program. I know that you're the one that's going to get me from A to Z. I know it. And right now, I'm here. This is what I have as far as assets, and I have this skill. I would love to give you this skill up front. And if this skill does what I think it's going to do, then I would ask that you help me to get into your program, or I can give you more of this service to then barter to get in that program. And then what it does is it makes you stand out in a big way, because there's constantly there's people reaching out to these group owners and to these program owners that are like, I'm broke. You're rich. Let me in. If you just let me in, I'll promise I'll be your biggest person. And it never happens. In the history of ever, never. And Lefty is frozen. Not anymore. You're breathing again? You're good?
Oh, I'm just very good at keeping still.
It's disturbing. Okay. So David Poole says, I don't barter. A gardener gave me a quote and asked me how I felt. I said, I need to trust you to give me the best price and your best service. If you need to adjust your price, tell me now. Chat to your manager. Do what you need to do. And that's definitely a stance you can take. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And legendary Robert Moore is joining us. Jen St. John, thank you guys so much for being here. David Poole, you guys are absolutely fantastic. And we love that you're contributing. So that's the thing. It's like, so if you have a gap, like Lefty's trying to get funnel hacking live. Awesome. Cool. How do we meet that? We meet that with, I have value as Lefteris. I know that I can give you XYZ with XYZ result. If you want that, fantastic. And there's the added bonus to touch that little heart that you're sending little Lefty in a FedEx box to Funnel Hacking Live, which is the poke holes in it.
If you want to sweeten the deal, I also haven't taken my wife on a proper wedding anniversary in 3 years because I accidentally keep working.
Ooh.
So it also
and you know what? A work anniversary is the perfect way to do that.
Yeah. Hey, look, I do plan on staying an additional week so we can do all the fun things that Orlando has to offer.
And you both got to be happy with the deal. Completely. And that's why I said, if they don't trust you, you're the oddball. You're the wild card. They're the sure thing now. They have proof that they're the sure thing. They've got the testimonials. They got the case studies. They have the community. They have the products. They have the funnels. They have all the things. And you show up and you're like, hi, I'm Todd. And I make funnels.
Awesome.
I promise you I'm going to kill it. No. Go kick rocks, Todd. Like, I don't know who you are. I have no idea that you have any credentials or any idea what you're doing. So now what Todd does to separate himself from the pack is say, I'm going to make you, or even better, if you don't say I'm going to, and you said, I made you. Look what I made you. Check it out. If you like it, I would love to have a chat. That is a huge differentiator. When the work's already done and they can say, okay, now Todd equals quality. Right? So now they know ahead of time. Did that take you time, research, effort, all of that? Yes. And that's why they give you the time of day. That's what gets you from, I have no idea who the hell you are, to let's have a chat. That is your entry. That's your fee that you pay to get through that door. I've done it numerous times, and I will continue to do it because there's always a level up, always a level up. There's always someone that I would love to get the attention of and to be in their world, always. And so it's not like it just stops. If I really want someone's attention, this is like, I got to really want their attention. I'll put the effort in. I'll put the work in. I'll make it absolutely mind-blowing to where they're like, holy crap, I would have paid hard for this.
Oh, yeah.
And now it's not who the hell is Jim Beard. It's I need to talk to Jim Beard. completely changes that dynamic. So it changes it from a barter now to, if you really tip those scales and you give them something real juicy, real good, because you got value. Everyone out there has value. You have experience, you have from your life, from your family, from your jobs. You absorb things from your mom, from your dad, from your aunt, from your uncle, from watching shows like this. You absorb all these inputs, and that allows you to put out a very unique output. So that unique thing is what you can give. And the more energy and effort it takes and shows that they can see tangibly, oh, that took a lot of effort, and I know that took a lot of effort, the better for you.
Honestly, it's such a beautiful thing. Like, there's so many ways that you can work with people, right? Like, especially in the world of like where everything is stock. Everything is like, you get like a stock footage site. I have a lot of subscriptions to stock footage if I'm not shooting things on my own. I also have a lot of friends that I have around the world that I specifically ask, get me this for this client, right? Because I know that it'll just make it that much more better. A lot of the times what I do too is I use actors to recreate shots based on what the person is saying in their films or what I want to do for them. Now, it's very simple to take, I don't know, let's say you dissect someone's landing page or their funnel. Get all the information that you can from them, and now you can easily make a 15-second video using stock images, using stock video that they can put towards a reel, right? Of it could literally just be like their headline, a couple things that they're a couple things from their testimonials, just anything. Put it together, slap it, be like, yo, I did this for you. Here you go. It's so simple. Now, I don't expect the average person to go out and get like a stock footage subscription, because they run anywhere from 800.
They get pricey quick.
Yeah, $800 to $1,200 a year. And if you're not in that field, it doesn't make sense for you to pay those prices. Or you can just come to Lefty. I'll give you 2 months free to Artless Max. But anyway, plug. But
hold on, David, what's Visla plus GPT? I don't know what you're referring to there. Can you tell me a little more? I don't know
I
what
assume
you're referring to.
GPT is a chat GPT.
Oh yeah, chat GPT. I got on that, but what's Visla?
Yeah, what's Visla?
But actually, I want you to answer this for Mr. David Poole. What do you think?
Have you ever got a price lowered and left feeling like if I was?
I assume he means you're negotiating for their thing. I don't know. Well, how do you take that?
Yeah, I would take it as if I'm the one trying to negotiate a lower price.
Yeah.
You know what? Everybody can always go lower. Like, every business has a bottom barrel price, right? Let's say someone's bottom barrel price on like a 5K thing is like $500, right? And I got it for $1,500. Sure. I'm not here to suck the person dry, because like, I understand I could have gone it lower. I probably could have gone it for free. But if I still feel like I'm happy with a price that was given to me, that I feel at the time was right, then I'll buy. I'm one of those weird people, Jim, where it's like, if it's like 9:00 at night, I'm extremely tired, and someone's like, yo, bro, you want to go out on a Saturday, this Saturday, and do da 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 da? I base my decision whether I want to go out on Saturday on how I'm feeling at that exact moment, right? So that's
no. He's saying they say 100, you ask for 90, they say deal, and you leave thinking, could I have gotten 80? So it's essentially what you're saying. Yeah, he's just validating what you're saying.
Yeah.
And then the what was it? Visla?
Oh, it's a
Was it?
plugin on GPT.
It's a plugin on Chat GPT and creates videos. We'll have to check that out. Well, it'd be a good thing to review on here.
So I have a little bit of a problem when it comes to people using AI for video creation.
Don't get too deep because we've gone here. Don't
Oh,
get
I'm not
too
going to
deep.
get. I'm not going
We've
to get.
been here. We want to focus on bartering.
No, I'm not even going to say it. But it's not. I'm not even going to go down that rabbit hole. But hey, Robert, you did it too. So we're on the same page.
Harsh but hilarious.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, it was tiring. It was extremely tiring.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I mean, that's kind of how I make my decisions when I'm bartering or I'm asking for a lower price, right? It's like, how do I feel at that moment? If at that moment I know that I, let's say, got you from 5,000 to 2,500, and I feel that, you know what, I am happy with getting 50% off, I'm going to pay you the 50% off. I don't care that you could have dropped it by another $1,500 because I'm happy with what I felt like I wanted to get.
Yeah.
And that's kind of like
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say, and that's kind of how I operate with everything. I do it based on how I feel at that exact moment, not like the people when you're like in an argument and you're like, you think of the best comeback and you're like, I should have said that. That's not me. No.
So Jen says, I like to try and meet my clients in the middle with a barter. I want to keep the relationship if possible. If it would lead to referrals in the future. Cool.
I'm interested to know what the middle is for you, Jen.
So me personally, the way I operate now is different from the way I used to operate. The way I used to operate is meet you in the middle kind of thing. Now this is more negotiating than bartering, just to be clear. Bartering is literally like, let's say Lefty's services are worth $5,000 a month. My services may be worth $3,000 a month. Now there's a gap, right? There's a gap there. So now we're into a negotiation. Hey, do you think that for this value plus me meeting with you once a week that we could get to that equal level? So I'm less of like back you down and more like, let me give more to get there. Yeah. And it really comes down to, do you believe that the value of the thing that they're giving is going to have a return? If it's going to have a return, I care far less about that gap. Yes. I've worked with many people who have bartered services with me to where my services were more than theirs. But if I felt like what they were adding to the table may not be worth, what they're charging. Generally, they're undercharging, to be honest with you. Yeah. But what they're charging and what I'm going to get out of it is going to have a longevity play to it, to where I know in the long run that's going to bring that value. Not a care in the world. Not a care. We'll meet there somehow. We'll make it happen. But if I'm trying to get someone else down, the real answer to that is I'm not. I'm not really trying to get you down. Mm-hmm. If I really feel like you're going to get there, you have the value, I'm seeking that value, I don't need to get it down because I'm going to make mine back in the long run. Yeah. And we started a relationship that is going to be far more fruitful than this singular transaction. Yeah.
I think a lot of like Jay Lee, right? Like he is a wizard at repping his people.
Yes, he is.
He's a wizard at repping his people. And
I love Life of Brian, by the way, David. Life of Brian's amazing.
I haven't seen
Lori, welcome, Lori.
Welcome, Lori. And the great thing too is that he's also a wizard at, even though there are people in the same industry, he's very good at using both of them, where he feel like he's good at finding those differences to be like, that guy should go there, this person should go there if I'm going to be talking about them. And I think the value comes with, like Jim, what you were saying, right? Like if there's value and your program is $5,000 and I'm like, yes, I like you say 5 and I bet you 5,001 because that's how good I think you are.
Yeah.
And you're going to be awesome.
Do you believe in it? And if you don't know the person, do you believe in the person? If you don't know the person, do you believe in the product?
Right. And the best way to do it is like a lot of the people that you do a good job for, they will swear by you.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
They will swear by you. So it's like, don't think of it as, okay, I lost one $5,000 deal. Think of it as that person that I do that awesome job for can bring me in 50, can bring me in 100.
Or you maybe don't see it like that in the initial. You like, I'm expanding my network. So like, let's say you're square one. No one knows you exist on this planet. Well, not in the planet, but on the online planet.
Yeah.
No one knows you exist. You're brand new, right? So in that case, you are bartering for network.
Yeah.
Because you don't have one, but they do. So maybe the barter in that case is, I'll do the work for free. And the exchange there is, we started a relationship, which now has opened me up to their network, to their world.
Yeah.
You know, so like the order of operations there may be, and this is not exact by any means, this is just an example, to where I do a VSL for you, right? I give you a video sales, or I give you a speaking reel, or I give you a video ad, or whatever it is. I give you a couple of variations. I give you some copy. I just unload it in your inbox, right?
Mhm.
And I give a little blurb or a video, even better, of me saying, listen, Jen, thank you so much for everything you're doing. I really love your work. And I wanted to put something out there for you to show my appreciation. This is what I've given you. I've given you 5 ad examples with variations. I've given you 5 ad example copy with variations for your newest product that you just launched on Monday. I wish you luck, and I look forward to getting to know you more. And now, mind you, Jen has this whole community of people that absolutely think that she's amazing. So now what I've done is, now the barter was, now I can make an ask. After, obviously after friendship has started, you start the friendship back and forth. Hey, how'd you get started? Now you can have that conversation. And then I can go into, I have this amazing value of teaching people how to be confident on camera, or how to sell on camera, or how to do this, or how to do that. I would love to do a free training for you in your group. No CTAs, no link backs, anything like that, just pure value to your people. Now, Jen doesn't do anything like what I do. Perfect synergy there. I'm augmenting and supporting what she's doing. She already likes me because I gave her something amazing. I made her feel real good that day, right? What's the obvious answer? Yeah, I would love to have you come in. Now, not only does she know me, now she vets me. Now she can vouch for me. And now I'm exposed to her people with that vouch. And guess how much money that cost me? It cost me time. $0.
Yeah.
That's still a barter. I'm bartering for their influence in that case, or their network.
Yeah.
So don't always think of it of like dollar for a dollar, penny for a penny, 1,000 for 1,000. It can be many different things. It's only limited by your creativity and, of course, your ability to put the inputs in to get the outputs out.
Yeah, that's it. You just have to make sure that you're on the right playing field with the right people, and that especially if you're going to be targeting individuals that are 5, 7, 10 steps ahead of you, that you're going to be able to offer their people whatever you're going to offer them at that level, because it can go both ways, right? Like, I mean, Jim, I would love to hear your opinion on this. We always have imposter syndrome when it
Always.
comes to price, but would you say that imposter syndrome exists in value?
Absolutely. Absolutely. It directly correlates, right? If you don't feel that your price is what is accompanying your value, that it's a give and take. It's a, it's equal sign in between. So if you feel like this isn't right, then obviously you don't value yourself enough. You don't think that the thing is valuable enough to warrant that price. And all of us go through that. All of us. And constantly. I talk to, people that have made $100 million that still go, that was pricey, right? That was expensive, right? And like they kind of do like that, hey governor, like that kind of thing. Like, oh, that was pretty damn expensive. I can't believe I pulled that off. Like they still don't believe it. But what happens is the market validates it and then you believe it.
Right. Right.
So, and it's lack of self-confidence, right? Which really what you're saying when you say lack of self-confidence is lack of experience. Because when you have enough experience, the confidence comes with.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, it's like I know for a fact, no matter how amazing of a job that I do, I quite frankly don't think, and again, because I'm not exposed to that individual or their network, but right now at this very moment, I don't think I can go to a Tony Robbins and be like,
Sure.
I'm going to make you this sick video. He's going to be like, no, you're not.
Well, people like that, if you think of it like the old school Instagram method called the ladder method. You ever heard the ladder method, Lefty? I think you use the ladder method to a degree, right?
I you know what? I'm not a technical guy, so I feel like I hear and say and do things without.
The ladder method is to where, let's say, Lefty, how many followers do you have on YouTube?
On YouTube,
Ballpark, not exact ballpark.
Okay, like 1,600.
1,600. All right, let's call it 1,600. So the people that you'd want to have on your show, let's say, if you wanted to bring others on to do like an interview or like this is the thing I'm working on. What's your opinion on that? You'd want to have them only be in like the 5K region. You wouldn't want to have them be the 4 million, the 10 million.
Right.
Because they don't care. Because Instagram in particular would funnel all of the other bigwigs above you and you get buried. So if you keep continually becoming the big fish in a little pond and then you move to a different pond and you keep making your way up. And that's how all these interviewers, Omar Ladder, Mark Lack, the big interview names have become what they are is because they started here and then they kept expanding, but they didn't do it in a huge massive increment. They did it in a laddered increment.
Oh yeah, I totally do that. See, I told you I do things without not even knowing that I do it.
Yeah. It's the ladder. You don't just go and jump into the top like Super Mario super jump, right? Like it just doesn't work that way. And that's what Tony Robbins would be for us. That's the super jump.
Yeah.
So even Russell Brunson took 5 years to get Tony's attention, and now they do tons of stuff together.
Yeah.
But it took that long for someone of Russell's caliber to get his attention.
Yeah.
And that was a couple ladder rungs up from Russell. So it took that long to close that gap.
Yeah. That's why my model right now is making content for the 10%.
Yeah, there you go. I like it. I like it.
Everybody's always after the 1%. You know what?
I'm going to do the 10. I'm going for 10.
Making content for the 10%. There you go.
Thank you, Rico. Yeah, absolutely. And yes, we all love Tony Robbins. Absolutely. Tony's amazing.
Have you seen his Netflix documentary, I'm Not Your Guru?
I have not.
Oh,
pretty good.
So good.
Yeah, I'll have to watch it.
So good.
Do I have to walk on fire coals when I'm watching?
No.
All right, cool.
He's wow, he just really rowdy in this one.
Yeah? All right.
Oh yeah, he's really rowdy in this one. Yeah, it's called I Am Not Your Guru.
I like that. So, closing remarks, Lefty. What should someone do if they're brand new? We'll give you 3 notches here. Brand new, got a product about to launch, and let's say their launches have staled. What would you tell them as far as bartering that they can do at each level?
Brand new, I
Brand
would
new,
say,
fresh out the gate.
First and foremost, get your butts out there. Talk to as many people as you possibly can about what it is that you want to do, and find a way to not offer your entire program or service, but find something that you can use as a downsell in which you can get a quick testimonial for, right? The way people's brains work is exactly like this. If it was good enough for Jim, it's gonna be good enough for me, right? So
Yeah.
you wanna that's what the testimonial brings. Now, you don't need 85 million testimonials like you're writing the next Lord of the Rings trilogy, like I see some of these funnels. Like,
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but if you can't make your decision after like 5 or 6, like that's probably not the right person for you. So just get yourself a handful of testimonials. People just want to know that they're not the first.
Yeah,
right?
you know, Akbar wants you to scroll so many times that you're like, all right, already.
I get it. Okay.
He goes, I want them to actually get exhausted from scrolling. So that's what he does. Yeah.
Well, I mean, smart. I mean, it's still a smart tactic, but I think it's unnecessary.
Which he said was about 6 scrolls, by the way.
6 scrolls. Holy.
6 scrolls. You're like, oh, I am done here.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I know.
So you make 7 worth.
Yeah. I mean, I know for a fact testimonials are not, I don't need to show you more than 3 or 4 videos for you to make your decision on whether you want to work with me or not. You either like it or you don't, period. End of story. It's really that black and white. If you want more content, go to Instagram, go to YouTube, go to my Facebook group. Like, you could see content for days on that. But on my landing page, I don't need to show you my entire library. But yeah, get out there, get the testimonials, see something that you can do in that regards. If you're mid-class, you've kind of already have something out there.
You're about to launch a product. This is your first go. This is your first go. Hey, world, here's my product.
Okay, so you got your testimonials already, so you know the people are enjoying whatever portion of that big program that you're about to launch and offer. Now you have the social proof that's going to help you boost it. You can do what we've been talking about. If you really feel like you need that extra hand, do an exchange of services. Maybe I'm somebody who is a colorist for film and television. Maybe you shot your course on your iPhone and it was just completely junk. Maybe you're too orange. Who knows, right? And you need somebody. To color correct your footage, right? So that's something that you can barter. Be like, hey, can you make my images look better? And I will give you my course on the house, right? You can also give affiliate links, right? You can give affiliate links to those who have already given you the testimonials to help you push out that new offer and that new product that you're about to launch.
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely.
To just turn around and be like, hey, look, I'm going to give back 25% of my sales to the first $50,000 that I make off of this or whatever, and then if you're like, you've staled out, you're in the desert, you're dry as a raisin. Is that what we're talking about now?
So the next one was, your campaign dried out, it fizzled out, and you're just kind of gone stale.
Well, at that point, I mean, we talk about this all the time, Jim. It's give yourself permission to play. You gotta A/B test the damn thing. You gotta find ways to maybe create a second video, a third video. Maybe maybe video didn't work. Switch it to some graphics. At that point, if that's something that you're also looking for, is again another exchange of services with another co-creator in that regards. That's yeah, I mean, that's what I would do. That's what I would do if something was to go stale, or if it is fizzling out and the market doesn't want it. I mean, you kind of also have to know when to pull the plug on your own stuff, right?
Sure.
If
Sure.
if you're just fizzling out and that's it, it's done. You've done everything that you possibly can with it, and let's say you've only gone 10 sales, or heck, let's say you got 0 sales, right? You can't expect one sale to come after like 90 days, right? Like at that point, I would have to do a lot of refining, a lot of testing again. I might even take somebody and bring them back to when I was first starting. Be like, hey,
Okay.
can I run you through like a 30-day crash course? Like where we might meet once a week and
I like that.
let me just like I'm just gonna train you and teach you. You might already know some of the stuff that I'm gonna say, but like, can you just listen and give me feedback?
Mm-hmm.
Right?
That's really
Like
smart. Smart.
like that's something that I would do too. I know when I'm trying to test out a brand new like video type product, I rarely ever charge for it. Now, I travel for my clients. Like I go wherever I'm needed.
Sure.
So, you know, let's say I'm coming to Detroit, right? It's like, hey Jim, I want to try out this brand new, like awesome documentary Marvel DC superhero type video that
It's a
I
long name. It's a long. You might
yeah,
want to.
that I think the elite marketing gods are just gonna like cry over it when they see it. Are you down? Okay, cool. Can you just get me to you?
Yeah. Perfect
Right?
example. Great example.
Just get me to you. Might be a $500 ticket and a $200 Airbnb, right? Like
Yep.
it's better than testing something that you don't even know if it's going to work and
Because
being
the
like,
value of getting that thing is more to you than it would have been to just pay for it.
absolutely. And then imagine,
And it means a
imagine
lot more to them as well.
that's yeah, exactly. And imagine paying a buttload of money for something that you don't even know if it's going to work or not.
Yeah.
Forget who you're doing it for. It's like charging 5, 10, 15, $20,000 and you're just like, I don't even know if this is going to work, but I just took this person's money. I am a grade A quality a-hole.
I mean, yeah.
Right? So that's the best way to do it. It's like I'm trying to test something out, just get me there.
Mhm.
Get me there. I will take care of the rest. I will do everything for you. Almost kind of like what I'm doing for Funnel Hacking Live.
Mhm.
Even though I know that, even though the service that I'm providing, I know how to do it. It's just a
Sure.
matter of like, yo, I want to give this to you, but just get me there.
I like that a lot. Yeah, for me, the 1, 2, 3, right? So the beginning, the launch, and the stale. I would say beginning is you need to get interviewed by everybody. You need to interview everybody.
Mhm.
Everybody. Constantly reaching out saying, this is what I do. This is my expertise. I'd love to interview you on my show, or I'd love to be on your show. Constantly berating people with that in the nicest way possible. Obviously, use a video, make it personal, and make sure you mention something so that they know it's from their group or from their page, so that they know that you actually do care about them. You know, obviously, you shouldn't be on people's shows and stuff that you don't care about. And then the method we talked about, go in there and train. Get your training legs on. Train everybody you can muster. And then, you start talking about like content creation. Then you can get into, now that content creation, I know my winners, I know my losers. Now we can talk ads, maybe. It's you got to like crawl before you can run, right? So that's where I would stay with that, is interviewing people back and forth, get a basic show like this, dress it up a little bit. Graphics are available everywhere, and interview people, get to know them, talk to them about what makes them tick. And meanwhile, the whole time you're a sponge. You're taking all this wonderful information in, keeping the good stuff, setting the other stuff aside. And then the ones that you are like, oh my God, that was awesome. And to where now you've started friendships, relationships. I'd love to train in your group. I would love to train in your group on this topic. You know, it's something that I will do for you. I'm not going to ask for any link backs, CTAs, anything like that. Just pure value to your people. I would love to do that for you.
Yeah.
That's that. Now, launch time.
Ooh.
That plus now you need JV partners. You need other people to push you other than just you.
Mhm.
Okay. So what they'd usually be looking for is affiliate commissions. You can do that too. Add that on top for, you know, the cherry on top of the, you know, sundae. That's great. But to even get their attention in the first place, because again, you're not proven. This is launch number 1. And this counts too if you've done a launch and it flopped or it didn't do what you wanted it to do. This still works. And so now you're going to reach out to them again, offer to do those trainings. It's the same stuff you're doing over here, but now instead of the network expanding, now you want affiliates and ride or dies.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a different output, same input. Now I'm getting my ride or dies. They're going to be like, Jim just launched this crazy thing. It is insane. I just got the inside look at it. It is going to blow your freaking mind.
Oh, man.
You want those as opposed to, oh my God, you do video? Let me introduce you to Tom. Tom needs video. That's what this is here. Over here, it's I need people to blow it up.
Yeah.
Now, if it's gotten stale, I actually love what you said. I love what you said with that. Talking about, you know, just revisiting to the beginning, having your raving fans and your network go through it for free and review it.
Yeah.
You give them super hands-on, super one-on-one and say, listen, if you go through this and help me to refine this, I'll give you ABC. And these are people that know, like, and trust you. So, of course, they want to help you. You ride or dies. That's right.
Yeah. And they might very well be like, holy moly, like that's what you did in 4 weeks. Like how long is this program? 6 months? Okay. Do you just have a payment link ready right now? Like, yeah, I know you might not be like launching for another like 60 days. I don't care. Right. Like that's the power when you get to that stage. Like think of you know what? I want everybody who hasn't seen this, or you probably have, when you're starting out in this area that we're talking about, picture Deadpool 2 and you are Ryan Reynolds with baby legs. That's you, the entrepreneur. You're Ryan Reynolds with baby legs, and you're just, you know, you're shirting it like
Donald ducking it.
Yeah, like you just gotta picture yourself like that. You gotta let your legs gotta grow. You gotta be able. You gotta crawl before you can walk.
But I think the key thing about that is you're still freaking Ryan Reynolds.
That's it.
You just got those little legs.
Just let those legs grow. Just crawl, walk. Run,
it's already there. Run. You just need them leggies. And on that note, Ryan Reynolds' little legs is where we will end tonight. Thank you so much for joining us on Two Beards and an Opinion or Friday Night Live. We will be back next Friday with the absolutely amazing Molly Dorst and with Left Terrace joining me here and myself, Jim. Just keep on coming back. We appreciate you guys so much. We know that you can spend your time anywhere. It is the most scarce resource you have. We appreciate that you spend it here with us. We will see you on the next one. Bye.
Yeah.